Akon, who is well known for his great hits and vocal, recently came out to speak about the R. Kelly situation in an abrupt interview with a TMZ reporter. His comments on the subject raised eyebrows of many, when he turned out to be the first musician of his caliber to remind the public that R. Kelly, like any other person, deserves the chance to redeem himself.
In the first place, people aren't here to hate each other for a reason. Like, everyone's gonna make a mistake, and everyone has the right to redeem themselves from those mistakes. Like, even him, he has the right to try to make right by those he hurt. Yeah. And then the people that he hurt also have the right to decide if they want to forgive him. But me personally, I believe that not forgiving people only puts you in more pain. Like,
yeah. This was followed with plenty of backlash on social media, and most especially Twitter, where anti-Kelly activists referred to him as a traitor, with some pledging never to stream his music again. Akon, however, shocked the masses with his non-reactive approach to the backlash, after he had said what he had to say. This clearly meant whatever he said had been well thought through and he was not about to change his comments. Akon went ahead to say that no matter what people say, he is confident with his analysis and will not withdraw it for any reason whatsoever. News is now coming in, however, stating that the Mr. Lonely artist is receiving threats and is afraid for his life. Details of this matter are not yet out, but whoever is threatening Akon is believed to be having a major interest in the R. Kelly case, and it is suspected he could be one of the people that are responsible for his imprisonment in the first place. Akon has had to limit his movements, and should watch his back always whenever he has to leave his Atlanta residence. According to him, he was once shot at as a child and will take any threat on his life very seriously. He is, however, shocked at how deep the R. Kelly issue has turned out to be. In his own words, "I can't believe that these people are willing to go this far to make sure R. Kelly serves prison time. I think this matter is a lot bigger than we have imagined." Akon is one of the few musicians that have lived a drama-free life throughout his career. He is also known for his gentle ways and respect for everybody. Hearing that some people are now threatening his life for such reasons is quite disturbing, and at the same time mind-opening, to help us understand the R. Kelly issue a lot better. Yes, we knew well that there could be powerful people who are behind R. Kelly's problems, but we do not see any reason whatsoever a person who comes out to objectively analyze the situation should face any sort of prejudice or even threats like Akon is. I believe this shows what kind of people we are dealing with here. How can someone be so wrong for giving his own sincere opinion about such an issue? There seems to be a sort of dictatorial mindset and power presumption among those against Kelly. And it doesn't sound natural at all. It sounds rather motivated. Like a funded project or something of the sort. When it escalates to threatening people, it becomes cultish to me. Why so much hatred for the R&B king? Why so much hatred for a person that used 30 years of his entire lifetime to entertain the world like Kelly did? I would be damned if there is no one funding this hatred. We also need to note that in his comments, Akon did not in any way attempt to determine whether R. Kelly is guilty or innocent. He only said, like everybody else, he deserves a chance to redeem himself. Meaning he was keen enough to realize that R. Kelly's case was not being treated like everyone else's and felt the need for the authorities to treat him like the citizen he is, allowing him certain basic rights. For a man who has been kept in prison for over 2 years with no certainty of what's yet to happen, it sounds like he was already deemed guilty before his trial was anywhere in sight. While many artists have chosen to chicken out, Akon is not ready to follow suit and will stand for what he believes in. Oh, how I love Akon. No wonder he sold millions of records and is still relevant in society to date. Meanwhile, R. Kelly is still detained in a New York correction center, where he is awaiting the Chicago trial, scheduled for August 2022. In Chicago, which also happens to be his hometown, Kelly will be answering to charges of obstruction of justice and more. In addition to that, R. Kelly also has several separate indictments to answer to in Chicago and Minnesota. There is so much reason to believe that the coalitions of lovers and ex-lovers of R. Kelly to advocate for his arrest was motivated by other factors not known to the public, and that it was never focused on giving a voice to the voiceless as earlier presumed. Bit by bit, information is coming out and the truth is beginning to return to the surface, indicating that the current situation is likely a byproduct of unending wars between two great artists, R. Kelly and Jay-Z. These are two artists that, despite a history of works together, have never gotten along with each other. Always locking horns, R. Kelly and Jay-Z have sued each other to tunes of millions of dollars, and have had almost physical fights where one got pepper sprayed by another's entourage during the Best of Both Worlds tour. It's a shame really to see fellow black artists at such levels of success strive to take each other down, considering they both know what our history and this our country looks like. Instead of fighting, we should be supporting each other. Surprisingly though, we are choosing to destroy what we have achieved as a team. And when another of our own Akon comes up to mediate the situation, he is nearly crucified. What happened to us? While Akon goes through the backlash for speaking the truth, he needs to know that we are right behind him. Many fans are actually for R. Kelly being released unconditionally. Akon even made the effort to consider apology for hurts, which should be Kelly's decision, only if he feels he actually did offend someone. I always felt there was indeed something fishy about this whole case and the way it was handled. Right from the time Dreamhampton produced the Surviving R. Kelly series, something was not adding up. I literally asked myself, who is funding this project? And now I think I have the answer. But what's there to gain in seeing someone's life literally come to an end over an equivalent of a bad game of chess? Is this the going rate for crossing Jay's path? Principal funder of the infamous series. What was he thinking? Jay-Z must count himself lucky that he is nearing the evening of his career. He would have had it rough with the fans going forward. He ought to know that most of his fans are Kelly's fans too. For his actions, he has lost millions of fans around the world, especially now that he has decided to bury his head under the sand and hope that the world will forget. Well, it's indeed possible to forget, but not anywhere in his lifetime. If all these were just assumptions and not truth, Jay would probably come out to explain himself. But he wouldn't dare. The questions will likely give him a heart attack. And so he is one of the few artists that have decided to keep their mouths shut. Whoever is threatening Akon should stop and allow everyone to have their own opinion, for it is his freedom to speak his mind. I don't expect him to be getting threatened for that, unless there is a sort of mafia group behind this. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.